That's a lot of practice. So I jumped on the old Amazon and I picked up a bunch of these little plywood blanks, 4x4. I figure, why not? It's something to practice on, right? But they're very thin, so I don't want to do it right on this wood. So what I'm going to do is break out my granite slab that I use for leather carving, which I gotta do some leather videos, but for these I will use this granite slab to burn on. So today I have a picture that my daughter sent me. She likes to draw these little characters or get them from some app or whatever. But she makes little cartoons out of these characters and puts them on her YouTube page and Instagram or whatever. So I figured I will put it on a piece of wood, because why not? And for this one, I think I'm going to try adding watercolor. Let's get started. Okay, so this should be a fairly simple burn. It might get a little more complicated in the painting since I've never done the painting before. Not sure exactly what you would call this little character, but I'm going to call him a gnome. You notice how when you see garden gnomes you never see a child gnome? Maybe this is the angsty teenage version of a child gnome. That's what I'm gonna go with, though. So I stepped in here today, realized I had left my iron on all night. That's not good. It was on all night and all day today. Need to get my head together when I finish these things. Start thinking about, did I turn it off? I could have burned down my house. I didn't. So that's good. I did come home to a house and my pets were very much alive. So although I forgot my lunch this morning and my dog seeing a container that very obviously might contain some food, he decided to eat it. He ate my lunch. He got into the Tupperware, which apparently didn't keep the smell out. It was leftover steak from last night. A little too salty. Not good for dogs to eat salt, but he ate it anyway. Just completely demolished it and then chewed up the Tupperware. So I'm more upset about losing the Tupperware. Of course, I'm more upset that the dog's going to have diarrhea, but See, I turned up the heat, but I don't necessarily like what it does. Alright, turn back down a little bit. You can see when it gets hot, then it starts burning around the sides. So you got this thing, this little bit outside, you got like a blooming of burn. So I didn't sand it. Maybe that's one of the issues. I should probably sand these, but they're so thin. I mean, they feel smooth, but they're not 800 grit smooth. So maybe I need to take these out to the garage and sand them down before I really start getting into using them. I'll just go slower. Okay, that was much more of a pain in the backside than I thought it would be. Either leaving this on all night has not done it any good, which it probably didn't. I really think I need to start sanding these little wood things. At least get it down to decent smoothness to be able to burn easily. Because when you have it smooth, the pen glides over it a lot easier. And maybe this wood isn't really great for burning. Seems to do okay. Alright, so now to decide what's going to get colored with the iron and what's going to get colored with paints. So I guess we'll start with the hair. We can do the hair since that's a nice brown. Yeah, I'll do the brown. I do the brows. What are those? Eyelid. See these lines up there? Those lines up there are eyebrows. What is this? This is the eyelid, which means they're wearing mascara. So maybe it's a little girl. Little girl gnome. We'll go with that. And she got the little girl frown. God, Dad, you just don't got a clue. everything's always so black. I remember when I was a teenager, I used to wear black everything. Now, this one has his little hoodie black too. But I don't like that. I'm gonna do, well, I don't know yet. Let's do the pants. I can do jeans. I think this is blue. I'm rather liking this painting, although it kind of got out of the edges there. See, I think that's another problem with not sanding. I don't know how good you can see it, but it's kind of going up along the lines, along the grain of the wood. It's kind of leaking out a little bit. So maybe sanding will help with that, since there'll be less grain. Alright, now we'll do the green. Okay, let's see if this works. That seems to be a nice dark green. But this needs to be dried. Luckily, there's some scrap cloth down here. Hey. It's not going to help any. Too late. Oh. Alright, you know what? I'm going to see. Oh no. Oh yeah, that comes out. Of course, it makes the wood look like crap, but these are only practice pieces anyway, so. Alright. Let's go back in with the dark green again. Streaking. The streaking. Alright. that's about as far as I'm going to get. Okay, so a lot of lessons learned this time. A lot of lessons learned. Alright, well, good thing it's only practice. I am not at all happy with this.
The next day.
So the first one was a little bit rough. The hair still is a little bit rough. I need to work on that. I don't think this wood, these little planks that you get from Walmart that are only 1/8 of an inch thick, they're not the best for burning. I took this back outside, sanded it down to 600 grit, and brought it back inside, and it did better. I was much more careful with the colors this time, so I didn't bleed outside of the lines. But not too bad. Room for improvement. Yes, room for improvement. So, I hope you enjoyed this little teenage gnome. Still going with gnome, because you never see teenage gnomes. Maybe this is why they stay locked in their rooms. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and enjoy. Have a great day.